What's helpa? Hi everyone. I'm going to be continuing on now with the second half of chapter 4. Massacre. Annoyed at herself for not noticing sooner, Sunflower resolved to wait until her brother fell asleep. Once he was resting, she would quietly venture out to hunt, determined to provide for both of them and their family, ensuring no one went without during this time of reunion. When his stories began to slow, the rapid pace giving way to weariness, he folded his empty cotton pouch behind his head and lay down on it, using it as a makeshift pillow. Reaching out to gently pat Sunflower's head, his words slowly trailed off, sleep pulling him to the land of dreams. When his hand, heavy with slumber, fell from her head, and his voice trailed off, leaving his last story of the evening unfinished, she knew that this was her chance to return his generosity. With quiet determination, Sunflower rose to her feet, her heart filled with resolve. Silently, she crept away from the sleeping form of her brother, her heart overflowing with determination and love for her family. It was time for her to hunt for her family now, a chance to provide for them as they had always provided for her. The moon, already high in the twilight sky, cast a silvery glow over the desert landscape, painting the rugged mountains and sandstone mesas with an ethereal light. The cool night air carried the scents of sagebrush and pinon juniper, while the silence was occasionally broken by the soft rustle of nocturnal creatures in the underbrush. For the first time, she felt a deep sense of purpose and responsibility that she hadn't experienced in her previous hunts. This time, it was about more than just her own survival. This time, it was about the eternal love for her family and the chance to reconnect with her past. Sunflower moved like a shadow through the twilight, each step silent and deliberate. The mesa offered a diverse array of prey, and she was resolute in her determination to provide a feast for her family. Under the cover of sage, Sunflower hunted quail. She had seen several nearby, their plump bodies filled with tender meat as they nestled among the twisted roots of the desert brush. Sunflower moved with precision and purpose, her prowess as a mountain lion evident in the swift capture of her prey. Though her heart ached for the humanity she had lost, she found solace in the night's beauty and the strength she now wielded. Sunflower returned to her brother's side as the first light of dawn began to break over the horizon, painting the sky with hues of pink and gold. The desert landscape slowly awakened as the sun cast its warm glow upon the rugged mountains and sandstone mesas. She carefully laid out her bountiful catch near him, her heart swelling with pride at the thought of providing for her family once more. As her brother stirred, she watched his reaction intently, her amber eyes filled with hope. Rubbing his eyes, Sunflower's younger brother blinked in astonishment at the sight before him. A veritable feast of large quail lay neatly arranged on the ground, the morning light glinting off of their soft feathers. "Sunflower, this is a blessing! Thank you!" he exclaimed, his voice filled with emotion, gratitude, and awe evident in his tone. Sunflower purred in response, her eyes shining with pride, her heart swelling with love for her brother. After they shared a hearty meal made from one of the quail she had brought, he started devising a plan to reintroduce Sunflower to their village. He knew her safety would be paramount and that he would need to reassure their family, as well as the rest of the pueblo, that she posed no threat to them in this current form. As they began their journey back to the village, Sunflower's younger brother carried the remainder of the bounty she had hunted, intending to distribute it among their family members as a gesture of goodwill. He spoke to her in hushed tones, his voice filled with conviction, outlining his plan to present her to their family as a protector and guardian rather than a threat. Sunflower listened intently. In her heart, she hoped that with him by her side to explain her identity, she might be safe to roam within their village again. A flicker of hope sparked within her, daring to dream of a future where she could walk among her loved ones again, without having to observe them from the distant mesa that had become her tower of solitude. Together, they neared their pueblo, hearts filled with hope and anticipation for the reunion that awaited them. The sun rose higher in the sky, drying the moistened earth, as its light illuminated morning clouds, painting the skyscape in shades of gold, pink, blue, and purple, as though nature itself were celebrating the prospect of their long-awaited reunion. And with that, we'll come up to chapter 5, which we will start on tomorrow. So I'd like to thank you for being here, and for everyone that's still watching to this point. I really appreciate that too. It's interesting reading it out loud to you all because I feel happy, I feel like this lightness that I don't know how to really describe in words, but I'm also getting these visions as I'm reading it out loud. Of course I read it several times and I was going through it all, but after all of that, it's like I was more focused on just getting it into a form that I could present it to everyone. But now, as I'm reading it out loud, I'm getting these visions for paintings that I could do, and I'm like, okay, I have to re-release this. I have to re-release this as an illustrated version as well, because the visions I have, and then I feel like they're so nice, and I feel called to do them, which is how I felt at this story in the beginning. So yeah, I feel like that will be something that I'll be making in the future, and I just had these feelings now. I've been kind of having them, actually not kind of, but I've been having them strongly throughout the whole duration of this, but I was just kind of going along with it. As I'm reading it, I envision it in my mind, but now it's I'm painting those. I'm painting those, I feel it. So I look forward to doing that, and as I do, I'd like to share the progress here. I don't know if I'll do TikTok lives on it because that'll be a while, but I'll definitely show some of the process, maybe sped up or something like that. But yeah, that's something to look forward to. As well as tomorrow is something to look forward to, which will be chapter 5, 6 Direction Redemption. So that'll be interesting. Thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate you being here, and everybody who's watching later, I appreciate that too. Mom, it's I really appreciate everyone being here, hearing this story, everyone who's read it so far, purchased the stories. Thank you. And with that, I wish you all a good whatever it is, wherever you are. For myself, it's a good night, so I'm going to go lay down, and I hope that you all have a great night as well.